name's Sonia. Me and Fran was a good friend of mine. And, well, let me go back. Before I start talking about Fran. They said to say your testimony, so I'm telling y'all my whole testimony. I hear 19 years old, my mom died at 40 years old from cancer, breast cancer. I was the oldest of 3 other sisters. They were 15, 10, and 9. And I had a 1-year-old daughter. So, y'all know, once your mama gone, y'all know what happens after that. The oldest sister becomes the mama. Well, I took it on. I took my sisters and we rolled with it. 27 years old, we were hit by a drunk driver, waiting at a red light. See, we were sitting out in the car. I still remember it clear as day. We were singing 5 minutes away from home. My baby girl was 9 years old. And my sister was 17 years old. I had another sister in the car. She was there, lifted away. And I was there, just me. With a broken arm and some broken ribs. That's it. And I found out in the hospital I was pregnant. Now, mind you, that little girl was my only child. I had just lost it and I found out I was pregnant. Got out of the hospital 2 weeks later, I found out I was having twins. Now I raised that little girl and my baby sister as my own. So God had just took 2 children away from me and gave me 2. I had to write it down though because I get on it. So I had already buried my mom, my daughter, and my baby sister. 37 years old. Went for a routine GYN checkup. Always did do a mammogram because, like I told y'all, my mom died at 40 years old with breast cancer. Her sister died at 39 years old with breast cancer. And her mama was diagnosed at 50 years old. So it was very strong in our family. So we always had to check to see, we always had to keep doing mammograms. Went in there. My doctor said, oh, I feel like a little water bubble. It feels like a little water bubble. And I said, you sure? She said, yes. She said, you don't feel anything? I said, oh, no. She said, well, I'm going to just send you some tests. I said, oh, yeah, because my mom, with that's in our family. But I knew, at that time, I said, oh, well, I'm about to start my journey. And I always, let me tell y'all something. Ever since my mom passed away, I would pray to God. I would pray to God all the time. If any of us had to have cancer, let it be me, not my sisters. I would say, God, please, if one of us had to have cancer, let it be me. So I would always pray that. So when January, I went through my tests and everything, and I also called Francine. I remember it was in October before I found out that it was cancer. And I called and I texted her and I said, hey, Fran, I said, what's going on? Because I'm also a part of the woman-to-woman social club, and we would always have breast cancer walks. So we would always have to find a survivor, and Francine was always my survivor. I would always call and she was like, what size shirt? She was like, what? You just want to ask me what size shirt I wear so I could come and tell my testimony? I said, yes, sir, that's what I want you to do. Well, I called and I said, how did you feel when they told you had breast cancer? She said, oh, well, my little girl hit me in my breast and it started hurting. And that's what, I said, well, I don't have no pain or anything. I said, but they're saying they feel a little bubble. She said, well, Tisha said, go see about it and good luck. I went and see about it, and January 9th, I remember I went to my appointment by myself, and the doctor told me I have stage 2 invasive ductal carcinoma. When he said those words, I just looked at him and I was like, okay, what's the plan? He looked at me and he was like, do you want to take some time just to absorb that? I said, look at here, sir. I buried a daughter and a sister at the same time. You think you telling me I have cancer gonna break me? He just looked at me. I said, what's the plan? From there, I did my chemo, I did my radiation, I did everything. And early detection, y'all, is the key. That's the key. as if you get it, if you feel something, go. If you don't feel something, go. If it's in your family, go. My last conversation with Francine was this. She inboxed me, and she had asked me about something, and I answered her and everything, and she said, I asked her how she been, and she was like, I've been okay, and this is our word for word conversation. I've been okay lately. Just last week I was going through a depression stage because the doctor office called to let me know that my tumor marker was going up, meaning the treatment is not working, and I was feeling some pain, so she said it could be spreading. She's not really sure, but I'm going to have to take more tests to determine when she changed my chemo and to what I just began to. So she said, so I just began to question God and ask, how much more do I have to take? And what did I do so wrong? I just felt like I was drowning in my own tears. It was nothing, no one could tell me to assure me that everything was going to be okay. I just had to catch my head and tell myself someone has it worse than me. But now I feel better and I realize this is life and I'm just going to have to face it along with a lot of prayers. So I told her a couple of things. I said, you know, I was like motivating and all this other stuff, and she came back and she said, thanks very much. Oh, and without a doubt, I know you know how I'm feeling, but most people that never went through this have no clue. Like I said, it was a couple of days ago and I feel much better. And it seems to me to get me when my husband leaves to go offshore, but when he comes back it's like cancer, who, cancer what? He just somehow makes things heavyweight off my chest and out my heart. Now, don't get me wrong, with my kids and sisters do the same, and you know Tammy is not allowing me to have a potty party. She will let me vent for a minute, and that is her word. Put on your big girl panties and fight this bitch. Sorry, y'all. Head on. And I love her for that, because she was where I was once before. Sorry for interrupting you in time with your husband, because I had just got married. But I'm glad you like so many stick to words when you say a phone call is away. The biggest thing when you're going through cancer is just to have somebody to talk to get you through. Because the motivation is not that what you think about, is how it weighs a lot on the people around you. So, you know, I had small kids, I had a fiance, I had my sisters, and I would always try to keep them from having to deal with what I was dealing with. So guess what? Every time I was going through something, what my words was, I'm okay, I'm young, I'm gonna do it, you know? Well, recently I went through a mammogram, and the doctor said, oh well, Miss Arthur, because I had a mastectomy done, so I removed one breast, but I still had my other one. And they were like, oh well, Miss Arthur, we see something. I never told anybody, I didn't say a word, I just did, okay, went through my tests and everything, and I said, if I have to go through it again, oh well, I'm going to go through it again, because guess what, I found that I had cancer at 37 years old, I plan on seeing 47 years old, 57 years old, 67 years old, 77 years old, so guess what, I'm going to do what I have to do, you understand what I'm saying? So, I was just glad to be able to be a part of Fran's day, because she was always a part of our day. Like I said, I'm going to go back. Early detection is the key. And thank y'all for having me, y'all. I love y'all.